realization that she was related, however remotely, to the superintendent of schools. Maddie also got a nod from Donna Fishbein, an icy dermatologist whose husband had recently been indicted for stock fraud. Toward the front of the room, Maddie noticed Suzanne Podobinsky, head of the PTA and one of the impeccably groomed women who gave the town's female population its reputation for high-maintenance perfection. Looking at Suzanne and her group, most of whom were actually from Applewood Estates, a more affluent hamlet to the north with multi-acre zoning and long driveways, Maddie remembered a joke she had made to an old college friend. "You've got it all wrong," she had said. "The women here run the gamut from blonde to brunette, from thin to very thin." It wasn't true, of course, and Maddie knew it. The town had its share of diversity, if not in gene lines, then in waistlines at least. It was just that this elite group of women shone so brightly they eclipsed everyone else. "Maddie!" Suzanne called, waving. Widely regarded as a bitch, Suzanne sometimes seemed almost fond of Maddie, who understood it was the lawyer card working to her advantage again. And maybe it was the kind of thing everyone did, trying to find the ace that could bolster their status, like Mary Molinari and her tenuous relationship to the superintendent. But it had been so long since Maddie actually had practiced law that publicizing it was beginning to feel like a lie. Maddie said hello to Suzanne, glancing past her to where she thought she saw her good friend Beryl Berman winding her way through the crowd. "Who does Russell have?" Suzanne shouted over the din. Their boys were friends and eager to be in the same class. "Mrs. Shalansky," Maddie said, referring to one of North Applewood's second-grade teachers. "How about Noah?" "Collins," Suzanne said, pouting to illustrate her disappointment that her son was in a different class. "We'll have to make a playdate," Maddie consoled. Suzanne was summoned by one of her fancy friends and waved goodbye. Maddie looked back to the spot where she had seen Beryl, only to discover that she stood about an inch away. "Hey," Beryl said. "How do you do that?" Maddie asked. "Do what?" "Appear out of nowhere." "I tend to go invisible," said Beryl. "It's a special power I have, but it only works here in Applewood." At 5'1", with a round shape and dark frizzy hair she had given up on, Beryl was not one of the lovelier women in the town. If you asked her about this, she would tell you it was fine with her, as she had no desire to live a life like the Applewood women who thought that the term Miracle Mile, a nickname for the designer shopping strip that cinched Long Island's Tony North Shore, was literal. Beryl pointed at Suzanne's group with her chin. "Look at them. Are they all on their way to tennis games? Or are those special little PTA outfits?" Maddie smiled. Thank God for Beryl. "If they don't show off their asses," Maddie said, "what's the point of all those hours at the gym?" "Oh, you sound as bitter as me today. What's going on?" Maddie sighed. "We got this wedding invitation from some distant relative of Bruce's. Since it's out of town and we barely know her, we decided not to go. So I stuck the invitation in a kitchen drawer, figuring I'd send my regrets when I had time to write a nice note. Believe me, I was thrilled we weren't going. Besides the fact that it's so hard to find someone to watch the kids for a weekend, I didn't think this wedding would be the best thing for our marriage right now." "Why not?" "Because I was thinking that Bruce's cousin Jenna might be there." "You don't like her?" "It's not that. She's kind of interesting, really. A neo-hippie. But Bruce, sheesh. He's starry-eyed around her. It's like I don't even exist when she's in the room. I could be standing there naked and he wouldn't notice me." "Have you tried nipple clamps? They have light-up ones that are hard to miss." Maddie laughed. "Seriously," Beryl continued, "why does this have you down if you've already decided not to go to this wedding?" "Because," Maddie said, rubbing dirt from the corner of her eye, "Jenna called this morning. She said she'd heard we were going to the wedding and was looking forward to seeing us there. I couldn't imagine where she got that idea from, so while she talked, I fished around the kitchen drawer for the wedding invitation, and guess what?" "What?" "The response card was missing. Bruce sent it in without telling me." "I don't get it. Why?" "I'm guessing he found out Jenna was going to be there and got so excited he didn't even want to pass it by me. Now it's a fait accompli, and I have nothing to say in the matter." Beryl touched her friend's arm and made her promise to call her after she confronted Bruce about it. Maddie agreed and changed the subject back to PTA business. "Are you signing up for the Public Relations Committee again?" she asked. Beryl, a freelance copywriter, had signed on to that committee the year before, thinking her skills could be put to use. But all she wound up doing was writing